All right, I'm live. It's 11:41, and this is scheduled for 11:40, so I'm 1 minute late. It's not too bad. Anyway, I just started it. It's March 8th, which is almost going to be March 9th, and tonight you have to turn back your clocks. That's right. So I have to make this really short because I forgot I have to go to bed early because we're going to lose an hour tonight. At 2 in the morning, the clocks go back an hour. So what's now, hey Larry, hi. Hey Ro. So what's now 11:41 will be 12:41 at 2. When it's 2, it'll switch to 1. Hello. Hi Verity, how are you? Thank you for coming on. The circle's back. Don't ask me. I don't quite understand what gets it to be the circle and what gets it to not be the circle. But tomorrow night or Monday night, I'll do YouTube, and then it won't be the circle. We know that. Going through time. That's right. Time after time. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, this year has been so odd. January for us in Los Angeles, yeah, it was a time warp. In LA, it was like every station on TV had the fires on 24/7. You could turn on the TV anytime and they had the fires on. So it just felt like it was just and shit was happening every minute. And so, hi Sophie, thanks for coming on. Thank you. Good evening to you. I missed you saying good evening. Thank you. I was just telling them January for us here in LA was just super, super slow. Hey, JB808, hi. Thank you for coming out. I miss saying hi to you too. It's one of my members. I now have memberships, and thank you for becoming a member and donating the memberships that you did. It's very generous. I was glued to the tube during the fires. I know, I think all of us were because so much stuff was happening. And of course, my son was in Altadena. So he called me and said, there's a fire. Actually, one of his friends called and said, is Justin okay? And I said, sure. What's going on? And she said, there's a fire and it's big and it's close to him. So I called him up and he said, yeah, I just got the notice. I mean, we have to evacuate. And I said, all right, come on over. So he came over and we both thought he'd come over and leave the next day. I mean, we really did. I think everybody did. And obviously it wasn't that way. Luckily for him, he was very smart and he brought almost everything. So that was really good. Let's see, Verity said, clocks are changing this weekend. That's true. Ours don't change until April. Wow. I'm looking forward to cooler weather. I think we all, oh, you're looking forward to cooler weather. Okay, well, we've had cooler weather. We're good on that. Hi, Love It. Welcome. Hi, Marcy Dose. Hey, finally made it live. That's right. And Purple Groovy 69. You know I got that one. From St. Louis, Missouri, my dad's hometown. And JB808 says hi to Love It. Verity says hi to Love It and Sophie. And Love It says JB808, oh, aloha. Wow. Was your son able to get back into his same house? No, it wasn't a house. It was like an apartment kind of thing. It's if you watch the news on Lake Avenue in Sierra Madre, there's a long street and there's one church and one white building, and he lived in the white building. So no, because the air and the water and everything like that. So no, he's still working that out. And he's talking to FEMA and, there's all kinds of stuff, grants and stuff like that he's getting. It's pretty amazing. But, everything's like, one of them came through already, but a lot of them are like, we'll see, what comes through. Aloha, love it. That's cool that I always forget that you're in Hawaii, JB808. That is so cool. I've always wanted to go there. I never have. It's one of the places definitely on my bucket list is Hawaii. Which part of Hawaii do you live in? If you want to say. If you don't, that's okay. Long time no see for Purple Groovy 69. I think I've seen her. You might have just missed her, love it. I still can't believe that whole beautiful neighborhood is gone. I know. And for both of them, Pacific Palisades too. Good morning from the East Coast. Wow, did you see that? My light just went off. That's what happened the night of the fires. Only all my electricity went out. That's just this light that someone sent me that I can charge up, and it obviously needs to be charged. But that whole, boom, the electricity, everything went out. Well, I think a bunch of you were on the, I started a YouTube a live stream because I was afraid. It was so windy. It was 100-mile-an-hour winds outside my house, and I was really afraid that big tree was going to crash into my house. And I wanted you guys to at least somebody be with me. It was really spooky. I can't believe the whole beautiful neighborhood. Okay, good morning from the East Coast. Hi, Amy Kimball. And JB808, come. I'm in Honolulu. Ooh, and the island of Oahu. Oh, wonderful. Well, I may have to save up, but I might do it. Thank you. Time changing tonight. It is. We lose an hour. So we got to make this kind of short because I got to go to bed early. So I can get up early. Sophie is saying aloha to JB808. Hey, Moon and Stars, good to see you too. We now have memberships. So that's exciting. That's a new thing here. Hey there, lady, it's good to be seen. She said that they love it. Good. And Lovett says to JB808, have you visited the estate that used to be private, but now is public? My friend went, and it looks amazing. What, is there a name for it or something like that? Lovett, is there a name for the private estate? And JB808 says, aloha, my New Zealand neighbor. Just a giant jump, skip and a hop away. Sophie. And Verity, I hope all those displaced people, as a result of the fires, have resources available to begin to rebuild. I know it's been tricky so far. Everything's in process. It's all, paperwork, putting it through, red tape, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see what happens. I think that. Justin? I thought he said something. Love it. I'm not sure which one it is. Is it on a different island? I don't know. I don't know the name of it. Do you have the name of it, Love it? I can't remember the name. I'll look it up. Okay. DOA is a criminal. Okay, thank you, Tim. We'll let that one go. We're kind of, on this channel, I try to stay out of the all the drama fighting stuff. It doesn't help anybody. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to be here, you have to come here and, kind of join the chat. I'll tell you my story about meeting John Travolta. That's my topic for tonight. And I originally, that's okay. No problem. You don't have to apologize. I just wanted to let you know it's not something that we do here. There's plenty of other places that do, though. So if you want to go there, you can. Love your manicure. Thank you. I know this is in honor of, I'm English, Irish, German, Scottish, and part Welsh. So this is in honor of the Irish because it's St. Patty's Day is this month in a week, right? The 17th. So it's coming up. But thank you. Thank you for noticing. Anyway, I met John Travolta in the early 70s at Celebrity Center. I finally caught it live at 4 a.m. in Florida. Woo! Hi, welcome. And I was at Celebrity Center, and he needed someone to do some drills with him. So we did drills. I was sort of like helping. I was on staff as a non-Sea Org staff member, which didn't last too long, but I was on it for then, and I was auditing in the HGC for them. And then they asked me to come down and help in the course room, and Travolta was there, and he was, pretty new to the area. I mean, he wasn't John Travolta, like we know him. He was a guy. His name was John, and he was an actor, and okay, so I did drills with him. And then years later, this is kind of a funny story, because by then years later, my auditor had asked me to help him with OSA, with various different projects. So they called me up, my auditor and someone from OSA, and they said, look, we're going to do a preview of Battlefield Earth tonight. And we're inviting certain people, and you're invited, but we want you to come helping us to make sure none of the evil SPs get to John Travolta. So I said, okay, I'll come. And I knew the guy from drilling with him years earlier. So I go there. Hey, hi, Charles. I got to say hi to these guys as they come on. Okay. Okay, it's the Shangri-La Museum. Okay, used to be a home in Oahu. Looks amazing. Ooh, well, maybe he can go there. Vinnie Barbarino, exactly. So he's in Battlefield Earth. He starred in that. And so we go there. Most Scientologists, just so you know, hated Battlefield Earth. It was really a stupid movie, we thought. And my husband had read the book and really loved the book, but the movie was a long shot from it. And so anyway, we go there. I went there with my auditor and some people from OSA to make sure these evil people don't get around Travolta, right? And then afterwards, we watched the movie, and it's like, ugh, it's awful to watch. So we watched the movie, and then afterwards, they said, we have this private secret party, and we're going to go to the secret party just to make sure nobody gets to John. So I said, okay. So remember, I know him from back when I was twinning with him years ago, but I haven't seen him in a long time. And I've seen him in and out of events and stuff like that, but it's not like I go over to his house and hang with him or something like that. But I'm there, and, I'm just standing there, and he comes walking up to me and gives me a big hug. And because I will never forget you and Vicky, who was another one of the supervisors there. And I said, and we'll never forget you either. So anyway, that was nice. And then he goes inside. And I thought, I want to go inside and talk to him. And so you're supposed to have a secret. They had these badges that you had to have to get in. I didn't have one because I was just there with those on the outside. But I thought, you know what? I can get in. I always can get in places. So I just kind of waited till this tall guy was walking in, and I walked in behind him, and the guy said, do you have a badge? And I just looked at him like, come on, man, give me a break. And he went, okay, go. And so I go in, and now I'm inside. And I was going to go talk to John, but he was talking to a big celebrity. And I thought, he's busy. I don't want to interrupt him. And I thought, what should I do? And I thought, I know. I'm going to get 2 drinks and bring them for Gavino, who was out there, and Yachty, who are both, working for OSA, right? So I bring out these drinks, and I say, I really want to congratulate both of you on your top secret party. Here's some drinks for you. And they knew I didn't have a tag to get in. So it was like, what? Anyway, that's my John Travolta story. And then I did run into him another time out at the Arrow. They showed one of his shows, and I just went up and gave him a hug. It was, I was way out, declared suppressive, activist, everything else. And I still went up to him and gave him a hug. And I said, you really were good in this show. And he just said, thank you. And later I posted it on the net, and people said, did you tell him about Xenu? And I said, no, I'm not going to, I'm not going to do that. It's not the way I roll, to quote Drew. All right. No, wait, let me see. This is my thing that I'm still learning how to do. And if anybody ever wants to come over, you can teach me. All right. Let's see. Oh my God, I finally got it live. Okay. Vinnie Barbarino. Okay, we got that. Charles Patrick. Hi, Sophie. Found that video that looks like they edited out the LRH stuff. Love it. How odd. Okay, Vinnie Barbarino, the Sweat Hogs. Welcome back, Cotter. Right. He just got that after he joined Scientology. He got the Welcome Back, Cotter thing. So I think that's part of why he always, gives credit to Scientology. Plus, they put that in your head that, he came as a great actor. That was it. Verity, me too. Okay, hi, Verity. Let's see. I love Vinnie Barbarino, the Sweat Hogs. Welcome back, Cotter. I never saw it. I never watched Welcome Back, Cotter. Okay, JB808. Sorry, John, if you're watching this. I never did. I love your movies. I love you in Pulp Fiction. That's my favorite one with you. That's my very favorite John Travolta movie is Pulp Fiction. Okay. I'm so embarrassed to say that I never knew about it, but I just Googled it and it looks amazing. Looks like I'm only approximately 15 minutes away. Wow, JB808, how cool. Good for you. Love it for mentioning it. And JB808, that'll be fantastic. Take pictures if you can. I don't know if you can. Sometimes they have it restricted, but if you can, do and let us see what it looks like. They might have some on the internet too. Good morning, Tori from Swedish Andrea. Good morning. And Amy, where were you staff, Sea Org, or public? I was all. I was Sea Org for about 6 months, not even that long. I was it was probably 6 months altogether because I had to do some courses and then I was out on a ship. And on the ship, I ran out of my medicine that I take for epilepsy. And I said, look, I've got to get a refill for my medicine. And they said, well, you have to go down to the MLO for that. And I said, okay. So I go down and it's some 18-year-old kid who's not trained at all in medicine. And he says, well, you need to get off your medicine. We're the Sea Org and we don't take medicine. And, I was just already brainwashed. And I was like, okay, so what do I have to do? And he said, well, you're going to do Dianetics and vitamins, and that'll handle it. And I believed him. So anyway, long story short, now I'm out of the Sea Org because I'm trying to get off of my medicine, having grand mal seizures. My mother's trying to get me to realize and face that they're going to kill me if I don't get back on my medicine. And it was an ongoing, she trying to get through this brainwashing and get me to realize her father was a doctor. So I'm pretty sure the two of them, my grandfather and my mom, were working on this. And I was losing my short-term memory as this was going on because I was having many grand mal seizures in a week. And so finally I went out on a date one night and my mom called me that day and she said, what are you doing tonight? I said, I'm going out on a date. And she said, okay, well, what are you going to, I'll call you tomorrow. So I said, okay. So she calls me the next day and she goes, okay, how was your date? And I said, what date? And she goes, okay, Tori, that's it. This is your mother. And either today your doctor calls me and tells me you're on your medicine for epilepsy, which is not a psychosomatic illness. It is a physical illness and you need your medication. And your memory is getting worse because of the seizures. So I want you on your medication today. I want your doctor to call me today and say you're on your medication, or I am personally flying from Chicago out to LA. And believe me on this story, L. Ron Hubbard and the Church of Scientology will never forget your mother. And I knew my mom, she could kick serious ass. And I just thought, no way. First of all, who wants to have seizures anyway? So now I had an excuse. Okay, my mom's coming and she's really going to kick some ass. My dad was on NBC as a broadcaster, so they had all kinds of media lines. And I knew my mom. She wouldn't stop with bawling them out. She'd be on TV saying, don't let your kids get in Scientology, which, of course, obviously now we all go, oh, that would have been great. But back then, being in the Truman Show, I was like, no, I don't want that. So anyway, I just got back on my medicine. So there was that. Then I did NSO, which is non-Sea Org, which is staff, just like regular kind of staff. And I did that for a little while at Celebrity Center, and then they canceled it. So then we went over to AOLA, my husband and I, and he supervised the solo course behind Celebrity Center. There's an annex there, and they used to have AOLA there. So he was there, and I was auditing in the HGC. So we were there. I got pregnant during that time. And when I got close to having my son, I said, okay, that's it. I got to go. So there you go on that. And then the last one was I was on staff at LA Org for a very short time, but that's a whole different story. But anyway, those are my, and I was public, of course, all the time. And I was OSA because I was volunteering with OSA, and they were tricking me to do stuff, not telling me really what they were doing. And once I found out what they were doing, that's why I left Scientology. So there you go. So it was kind of everything, which is, I think, why they hate me, because I know I can talk about a lot of stuff that a lot of people can't. JB808, if you go, please tell us about it. Absolutely, definitely. And if you can take pictures, do. My cousin is coming to visit in a couple weeks. Oh, good. And I have to play tour guide. Oh, how fun. So thank you for giving me a place to take them. They'll love it. Perfect. Good time. Call them ahead of time and get the times and schedules and stuff like that, so you've got all the info. Will do. All right, good. Oh, cool. Glad I brought it up. I hope you both have a great time. Yeah, me too. It's talk about, small world. You just happen to be at the right place at the right time, both of you. All right, Miss Sagittarius. All right, you live in Clearwater. My sympathies. Love you, Tori. You taught me a lot. Good. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry about Clearwater, but I've just had very bad memories from there, from being on OT7 for 7 years and not having one win. So it's kind of a long haul and a lot of money. But they owe me $1 million, and I'm not going to let them forget about it. And remember, this is $1 million without putting on interest for all the years that you've had my money. There you go on that. Sophie, love it. Charles, yes, the part in the Hollywood tour where LRH and Richard DeMills was mentioned has been edited out. Interesting. Wow. Well, it's not so bad though. I mean, I don't know that much about Richard DeMille, but I know about Hubbard, and I can see where they would edit him out. I don't know what all was in there, but anyway, they did. There you go. Swedish Andrea. Cute. I've got an early morning to get off to sleep. Have to have fun with Tori, everyone. Nighty night. I know I'm kind of the same. I have to do the same. Good night. Love it. Thank you for reminding us. Any of us who are here on the West Coast should go to bed relatively soon, because it's already 12, which means it's really going to be, is it 12 and then it's going to be, I always get mixed up on this. It's like, it isn't 12, it's going to be 11. It's 12 and it's going to be 1, right? Yeah. So you lose an hour, right? Am I right? Hi, Jamie. Hi, Bella. You're going to downtown Clearwater, especially on Hubbard's birthday. It's so eerie because they tried to recruit people. Ew, really? Well, it's one of those things. If you go, just be ready to experience anything. Charles, Sophie, didn't know that. I saved some screenshots from 1950s newspaper articles about it from that part of the video that I showed Aaron on X. Okay, there you go. And Sophie's got a message to you, and Spring forward. Yeah, I know it's spring forward, fall back, but I'm bad at which way it is. So spring forward. So in other words, 2 o'clock will be 3 o'clock. So that's how you lose an hour, I think, right? But you have to turn your clock back. Am I right? So it's like at 2 o'clock, I'll change my clock to be 1 o'clock. Or is that gaining an hour? No, 2 o'clock, you change it and make it 3 o'clock. That's what it is. Charles, just tell me what it is. At 2 o'clock, what time should I make it? I'm really bad at this. I am, believe me. Hi, Laura. Hi. All right. Did they encourage you to disconnect from your parents? Yeah. And my dad died when I was 22. So he died right after I got in Scientology. But yeah, they wanted me to disconnect from my mom because she was quote unquote antagonistic to Scientology. Why? Because they took me off my medicine. So she was pissed off, rightfully so. And were you out by the time they implicated the practice of disconnection from anyone on COS? Disconnecting from anyone on COS? I don't know what you mean by anyone on COS. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, I left in 2000, so whatever that means. At 2, it's going to be 3. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Club Brain Far. Good name for you. Thank you. So at 2 in the morning, we switch our clock because I do have one of those old alarm clocks, so I have to change it. So it'll be 3 o'clock. Okay, right now, forward 1 hour, 2 a.m. to 3. Okay, good. Jazz, Raz, yes, but 2025, you don't manually dial your clock back. It's not like the olden days. Mine is. Look at my watch. Can you see it? I have to dial it back. I specifically bought one. I had a digital watch forever. I didn't like it at all because all the time you had to press a button to see the time. I don't know if you can see it the way it is. Anyway, you had to press a button to see the time, to have it come up. And I like to just be able to see the time. So now, oh yeah, it's 10 after 12. There you go. Well, my laptop says 12:08. So you're right. For any of the like electronic things, our cell phones, laptops, things like that, you don't have to change it. But I have an old alarm clock and I've always kept it. I really like it. And so that I have to change. That's the main thing. And my watch, I have to change that too. How is the organization handling the members who watch these videos every day? How do I know? I've been out for 24 years. I have no idea. How are they handling it? They're probably flipping out. And then anytime people get in a fight, they're like, yay, we're winning. So those are the 2 things that I know. Mangu, sadly, most states still do have daylight savings time. Sadly, I love daylight savings time. Cute watch. Thank you. Thank you. I really like it. I do. I had it with the digital things, even the ones that kept track of my heart and all this other stuff. They were often not correct. And I just thought, I'm done with that. I'm going to get an old watch. I got it at Amazon and it was like $20. It's cute. So thank you. Thank you, Mangu. Jazz Raz. I stand corrected, Tori. Manual is better than automatic. Manual is better than automatic. It makes you think. There you go. I like that. I do. I mean, I like some automatic, like the laptops and stuff like that. It's just fun to not have to worry about them. Believe me, I come from an era where you had to go around the house and change all the clocks, all the alarm clocks, everybody's watch. It was a big deal back in the day. It's like, oh God, it's daylight savings time. That's right. And you'd have to go around and change all the clocks and stuff like that. So now I appreciate a lot of them that are automatic. And then there's just a few that you have to think about. Sophie, I don't mind daylight savings, but some people get all out of sorts about it. I don't either. I don't get that either. I still have to manually change my microwave and gas oven clocks. I think I do too. Thanks for reminding me. Mine are always off anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just leave them off, so they're always the wrong time. At my house, I bought two clocks and they both broke. So I just left them broken. So I have broken clocks and my microwave doesn't, it's always the wrong time, and my stove is the wrong time. So time is, that's why I say you're never late in my world. Okay, so Adrian, I live in Michigan and we still do daylight savings time also. Good. I like daylight savings. I really do. I like daylight savings because I like that the sun sets later in the day. Me too. I like the whole thing where it's just a longer day. It's brighter, longer. Mangu, if you if you're relying on your microwave for time, you need more clocks. Well, a lot of people, they live on their cell phone. So they're always like, kids come up to me all the time. They're on their cell phone and they go like, they see my watch and they go, "What time is it?" And I go, "Check your cell phone or get a watch." I do that all the time. I never tell people what time it is. It's like, get a watch. They're so functional, and why have to take out your cell phone every time you want to check what time it is? To me, it's a pain in the ass. But that's a good point, Jazz Raz. Amy, have many of your friends from C of S left and reconnected with you, or are most still in? Well, the odd thing is that when you're in Scientology, they kind of trick you into thinking everyone is in Scientology. There's only a few people that have died or left. Now, the fact is, the vast majority of people are out here. So for at least 2 years, I drove around with a couple of my friends, and they would say a name, and I'd say, "Well, they're still in, right?" And they'd say, "Hell no, they left 20 years ago." Which, you don't know that when you're in, because they don't tell you. So they keep it very under the radar who left or who's declared. They used to have all the SP declares posted in ethics, and you could go and read everybody's overts and all their bad deeds and shit. Now they don't have any of that. They won't even send out an SP declare. I have mine, and I told somebody about it today and how to get it, because somebody called me and I told her exactly how to do it. I'm not sure if it'll work anymore, but we'll see. All right. So a bunch of my older friends, Scientology friends, as Andrea said, though, what kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you change your mind? So there's that. But my ex-husband is still in, remarried, and a bunch, I wouldn't say a huge amount, because a lot of people are out that I didn't know were out. That were friends of mine, and it just seemed like they vanished. And it turns out they didn't vanish. They left the Church of Scientology. But there are still some that are still in. Some died. That's why I always say, bail while you still can, because Scientologists die a lot in the Church of Scientology. And your best bet for living is to get out. Just leave. The way out is the nearest door. Find a door, open it, walk out. There's nothing they can do. Nothing. There's nothing they can do. I don't care how many policies they yell at you or tell you or anything else. If you open the door and walk out, you can either turn around and say, "Look, I can either scream and get the police here, or you can just let me go. It's up to you." And I promise you, they'll just let you go, because they don't want the police there. And they're right. I mean, I'm right. Because the police told me that your best weapon is to scream. If you need help, scream. Okay, so there you go. Sophie, yes, I'm with you, Tori. I don't mind when the clocks change. In fact, I like it for some weird reason. Me too. It's just a variety. It's just I like it when the days get longer, and then I like it when they get shorter. And I just like it. I love summer and the days are longer. And then I love it when fall comes and it's like, oh, good. The days are going to get shorter and darker sooner and everything. We always at Weight Watchers are amazed because at a certain point in the year, it's like dark. You know, it doesn't get dark until like 8 o'clock at night or 7, at least when we're leaving. It's still light out. And when it's the fall, it switches and it's like dark immediately. It's amazing. It's really weird. The days are much shorter. It's funny to hear kids refer to the pound sign hashtag on the phone as a hashtag. I know. I still say the pound sign, but people always go, what? And I go, okay, hashtag, because that's their new lingo on it. Doesn't Scientology kind of teach that death isn't a big deal? Oh yeah. What's the big deal? You just die and you'll pick up another body and come back. That's it. So it's no big deal. But it is a big deal. It's the end of your life. And whether you go on and do other things, we don't know, and you won't know until you die. But it is a big deal. And it's a big deal for your family. And if you have kids, it's a big deal for them. So it should be treated as such. It isn't. They don't have funerals for people. They don't even mention people are dead unless they're an opinion leader. And then they mention it. Like the afterlife is fine, so they don't care if people die. No, it isn't that. No. They're not into afterlife. They're into reincarnation. You're going to come back. So that's their thing. Drop your body, you'll come back. I think that's why there's so many suicides by young kids, because they've got it in their head. All right, I'm out of here. I don't want to lose all my friends and lose my family. So I'll just kill myself and come back. Not a good plan. Okay, Jazz Raz, I saw the video of an ex-Scientologist protesting in front of the church, and she saw her dad working at the church. She hadn't seen him in years and didn't know if he was alive. Yeah, I think that's Laura FM. I know she saw her dad. She had not been in touch with him in years, and then she saw him and he wouldn't even acknowledge her. It was awful. I mean, it's just so awful. That if you're listening to this and you're a parent that's in Scientology, please have some balls and call your children. This isn't a big deal. It's like, call your kid. If Laura FM's father hears this, or anybody who knows Laura FM's father, have him call her. He's in the Sea Org. Have him call her. It's so out PR. It's so stupid that they do this stuff. It really is. It's really, really, I mean, it's good for us, but it's stupid for them. It's just stupid. And it's not even good for us, because it's awful for the families and the kids. I really feel for all of them. And it's like, Scientology, you got to get it together, because I've been telling you this for 24 years. Get it together. You don't have it together. You're not applying your policy. You're not doing what you say. You're not delivering what you promise. You're overcharging. You're being mean to people. You're practicing fair game. It's ridiculous. And if you're in Scientology, get the hell out. Listen to me. Get out. Open up the door. Walk out and call me, and I'll come pick you up, or call one of your family. Believe me, they'll be happy you're out. All right, so there you go. Yeah, I think I saw it. I think it's the same one. Oh, darn, I didn't know that. I thought they had like some weird afterlife promises, telling people dying doesn't matter because they'll just come back, is evil as fuck, especially kids. Exactly. Thank you. It is. It really is. That's crazy, Jazz Raz. So many damaging policies. Yeah. It's hard to believe that people stay in there. Especially when you know what it was and what it is now. It's like I'm just stunned that people stay. I really am. I don't care how brainwashed they are. It's like, wake up. You know what I mean? If I knew the amount of people, and I know I do understand because they don't know. See, that's the thing. They don't know that all the people that are out. And for people like me, they've black PR'd me, said shit about me for so long. People really think I'm evil and screwed up and oh my God. And that. You know, that person came on last night. Oh, I heard you were OSA and you haven't done anything to hurt the church. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. You know, that was weird. It was a totally weird thing. But that used to happen to me on a daily basis, 24/7, 365 days a year when I first escaped out in 2000. Thank God Anonymous arrived in 2008, and that changed everything. Okay. Good day from Massachusetts. Hi, Cricket Cinema. Thank you for being a member. How are you? How's Massachusetts? You've got snow there, right? I think you do. You gotta let me know. Is it snowing there? I think it is. Per our news, it looks like it is. All right, well, it is now. No, we're not even up to an hour yet. But, well, it's 12:30. We can keep talking. Does anybody have any questions that you want to ask me? How was Anonymous helpful in getting you out of the church? Anonymous was not helpful in getting me out of the church. They weren't even around until 2008. But the person who wasn't helpful was Andreas Helderland, who created this site. I'll show you it right here. Here it is. That is his site, and there's great information on it. And I highly recommend all of you, and it's xenu.net. I highly recommend you all start reading it. You know, there's really good information on it, personal stories, articles, books, all kinds of stuff. And he was never in. He just found that somebody in Norway got sued, and he thought, why would a church sue someone? And so he started doing research. He was a computer geek, so he found all this information all around the internet, but nothing in one place. So he created www.xenu.net and started just putting facts there. Here's this, here's that. He has their side on it too. And he helped me wake up. Anonymous helped me in 2000. I escaped out in 2000 with the help of Andreas and a few other people. Anonymous helped me. It was all, for me, my analogy, it was sort of like being raped in an alley or fighting people that were trying to rape you for 8 years. And then finally, in 2008, hundreds and hundreds, there were like 500 people that were here in LA. And they all showed up with protest signs and their anonymous outfit. It was amazing. And it was just like amazing. And they were like, we're on your side. We're going to handle this. And it was like, oh, dear God, thank you. Because a lot of the ex-Scientologists were still, a lot of the activists that now are, you know, as activists, were still in. They were still in the church when I escaped out. So, you know, nobody was helping me. It was awful. It was a really weird time. But Anonymous showed up in 2008 and definitely helped me. Okay, Cricket Cinema, thanks to who gave me the membership. That's very kind. Our weather has been mild this week. No snow. Okay, good. That's super interesting. I'll check that out. Okay. Ooh, I'm glad people showed up. Okay, I'm glad they did too. That OSA comment was so asinine, but you handled it like a pro. Thank you, JB808. It was like, wow. It was pretty weird, but believe me, I've been there for years with people attacking me. And back in the day when there was nobody, like all of you guys, it was nothing like that. Like you were there, Dave was there, Dave Gibbons knew me and said, anybody who knows Tori knows she's not OSA. It was like that meant a lot. But back in the day, it was weird. It was really weird because they hired three ladies two ladies and one guy, and they just wrote lie after lie after lie, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. So they just had thousands of lies up about me all over the internet, and people were positive. I'd meet them and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Tori, hi." And you could tell they still thought I was OSA. You know what I mean? It took a while to get me. I'd introduce them to some of my friends who were ex-Scientologists that knew me and knew my situation. And after a while, they'd finally go, I'd start telling them some of my story and they'd go, "Oh, I never got that," even though I've told it 8 million times. But people don't get it because it's like a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. So anyway, I spent years with that. That's super interesting. I'll check that out. Oh, I'm glad people showed up. OSA, that's the Office of Special Affairs, which is Scientology's quote unquote PR and legal division, which is really PR, legal, and dirty tricks. So that's what it is. And it's a separate group that works in the Sea Org for the Church of Scientology, and they do a lot of covert stuff. And I've written I've made many, many videos about OSA. So you can look at them and see. Did you know Mike Rinder back in the day at CFS? I worked under Mike, but I didn't really know him. No, I worked under him on a couple of different programs, but I didn't know him. I met him after I left. And I hope he's okay. He passed away this year. Okay, please put questions before your questions or comments and provide context. Hey, Sophie. Thank you. JB808, I couldn't believe that was even a question. Anyone who has watched Tori knows the answer to that. I know, it was really kind of shocking. It was the first time it's happened on live stream. So it was like, okay, that's a first. But I was happy you guys were here. It was so different. I thought, wow, is this different than the old days? The old days, I was just by myself. We were on the internet and they'd be like, "You're this, you're that." And this one guy would constantly say, "If you were really out, Magoo, you would be on TV." And I'd say, "Okay, set the thing up, set the interview up. I'll be on TV." You can't just call up a television station and get on. That isn't how it works. So if you want me on TV, you set it up and get me on TV. And he would just say it over and over. "Well, if you really were a critic and you really were out, you would be on television." And he would just say it over and over and over. It was like, oh. Please, okay. JB808, I couldn't believe. Okay, there we go. I love Tori's answer to the OSA question last night. You were brilliant, Tori. You answered it perfectly. Thank you. I can't even remember how I answered it, except I know I told him some fair game things that, and their goals, their three goals, which is to distract off of a topic, divide and conquer, and then slime the area so that there's nothing. And they used to do that. Yachty used to do that with some other people. I remember I was in an office. Remember, I'm just opening up the accounts. I don't know what they're doing, but this girl would be in this long room with computers, and she would just be running back and forth, back and forth. I had no idea what she was doing. Once I left and really looked at alt religion Scientology, which is linear, it was a news group, I realized she was just posting and reposting and posting and reposting shit about how bad the psychiatry is. It was all their anti-psych stuff. And, I don't even know how she did it, but she did it. And her mother eventually wrote to me and said, "Yeah, I'm so-and-so's mom. I was like, wow. But thank you, Sophie, for that. I appreciate it. JB808, Sophie, yeah, so disrespectful, just trying to diminish everything Tori went through. Thank you. I know. It's you kind of go, who are you? Where are you from? Mars? Osa? Well, yesterday was Thursday. So today, after Thursday at 2 is their stats end for any staff. So after that is a new week. So they were probably trying to get some kind of big jab in, and that would start the new week off right. So you have to remember when you go to these sites, if it gets all screwed up on Thursday night or Friday, they're just trying to get their stats up. That's all. So don't get into it. Don't get into these stupid fights. That's what they are. They're just stupid. And they don't help anybody, and they don't help you. You know what I mean? You can just tell, you just go, okay, do I feel better after talking about this or arguing with this person? No, almost never. Now, something's on here. It says demo scene 101 and demo scene 2. I don't know what that is. Does anyone know what that is? It was an outrageous question, and yes, totally disrespectful, but Tori went on a roll about all the fair gaming and everything she's been through by the cult. She schooled them. Yeah. I mean, I'm the wrong person to screw around with. You know what I mean? I have facts. I have time, place, form, and event. I have stuff written up to the LAPD. You know what I mean? So wrong person to come on and pick on. You've done that, Osa, for many, many years. I got your drill down. And I don't give a shit. I feel like streets. I don't care. It's like, go somewhere else where somebody gives a shit. Because I don't want to be in your nitpicky arguments with each other. It's just, no, I got other stuff to do. I love talking to these people. I love having, and it's interesting because it's like, I watch the other sites, and it's like the ones that have the most drama make a lot of money. People pay for it and pay for it. And I think, wow, it's really like, my mom used to say, don't ever watch soap operas because they're addictive and they're really negative. And that's kind of how these drama things are. They're addictive. I think, it's like, oh, I got to find out what happens to so-and-so today. Right. And people are like, oh, we better help her out. So here you go. And I think they just keep it going for that. I mean, I really do. I'm sorry to say that, but I just, it is what it is. And it doesn't help anybody. So thank you all for being cool here. So perfect. But there was a part when Tori said something along the lines of, so you can take it back and tell them. God, how I wanted to finish this sentence for her. So you can take it back and tell them, ... Well, it's like I had said, if somebody wants to say something about me, come say it to my face or call me up and say it to me. Don't, be out spreading shit. That's OSA crap. That's what they do. Oh, did you hear this about so-and-so? Do you know the person? Do you know anybody who knows the person? No? Okay, it's probably a good chance they're OSA. If you can see them and talk to them on the phone, that doesn't mean they can't be affected by OSA, because they can, because OSA gets into people's worlds and starts spreading different shit. And then, boom, all of a sudden, there you go. There's a big fight. But anyway, like I said, the easiest way is if you're on any kind of a thread and someone posts something that's kind of a hot topic, like L. Ron Hubbard really had 3 wives, not 2, but he lies and says he has 2. He only had 2. Now, soon after that, somebody will be talking about golf or tennis or, how I cooked a turkey yesterday or whatever. And so all you have to do is go look up, find the hot topic again, because nobody gives a shit about how you play golf or tennis, right? That's not why we're here. So you go back, you find out exactly what the hot topic was and just repost it. Now they're going to distract again onto something else. And you go back and find the hot topic and repost it. You know what I mean? And that's how you can actually see who's distracting things. Like some people just naturally, they do that kind of thing. They're just chatting. That's one thing. But if it keeps happening over and over and over, that's when I'm saying that's when you know. To put it nicely, I wanted to tell them to take it back and tell them to shove it where the sun don't shine. But you're a lot more classy than me. No, I was the same. I felt exactly the same. It's just, I know when you say something like that on the internet, it doesn't have the effect you think it's going to have. It never does. It's very, very negative. And so, it's not like I haven't. You can find old things where I've definitely told people to take it and shove it where the sun don't shine. But I try to just be more, either step away from the stove or talk to the person. Like if you listen to Andreas, if you've ever heard him when he came here to LA, it's on my YouTube site here somewhere. But he's fantastic. I mean, he's talking to Osa. They're trying to, run shit on him, and it's just not working because he knows how to talk to people and not get into a fight about it. And the guy, Joel Phillips, ended up shaking his hand. And I thought, wow, that's Andreas. It really is. Okay. So Cricket Cinema said, I agree that a lot of people watch YouTube for a reality TV experience apart from the serious business at hand. Another distraction. Yep. And Sophie says, JB, I'm with Love It. Anyone saying Tori is Osa is Osa. All right. And Cricket Cinema, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do what we're going to do, and that's the way it is. And thank you all for standing up for me. I appreciate it very much. All right. It's 57 minutes. It's almost an hour. Yeah, Sophie, Osa, and a lot of other colorful words in my vocabulary. Me too. I had them too. I really did. But I know, like Jesse said, just step away from the stove if you get to that point, because it really, that's what they want. See, that's what they want. People that are trying to get shit going and get distraction going want you to get ticked off enough that you start really railing at them, because then they can really rail at you back. And look at what happened to Scientology. Nothing, because nobody's talking about it, because you're all like, "Arr." So that's why I just try to do my thing, say my thing, keep it, where, as factual as can be, because then we can get back to it. Of course, we are all here for Tori. Thank you, Sophie. I'm so happy I got to meet you. It was really fun getting to meet you. It was a surprise. It really was. I mean, I knew you were cool because I just knew you were, but it was just so much fun to actually get to meet you. It was very cool. I'm sorry for asking, but what's OSA? Or who? Okay, OSA is a section of Scientology. Do you know what Scientology is? So OSA is the Office of Special Affairs, which they say is their PR and legal division of Scientology. Scientology has all kinds of different things, or used to. Now they really don't have as much. Hey, Club Brain Fog is a new member. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I'm gonna hit your star. I think that works, right? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing if I ooh. Wait. No, wait. Okay, good. I don't know if it's a good thing to click on the star or not. Eric, hi there. All right, where is Eric? Oh, Eric, there you are. And all Hi, Tori, and all love from Culver City, California. There you go. All right. Club Brain Fog. Yeah, good for you. Thank you. Thank you. Cricket Cinema, another member. I can't imagine Tori even being mean. Maybe less being Osa. It's ridiculous. Oh, much less being Osa. I can be mean. Oh, I can definitely be mean, but not often. I really don't. I mean that whole thing, that 8 years of fighting on the internet really helped me. It did, because it's kind of like you have to learn how to step away from the stove when you need to. You know what I mean? And recognize, wait a minute, I'm going into that dark zone, and that's what they want, right? They want you in the dark zone, because then they can pick on you and you're all flipped out. So what's shaking bacon? Hi, Dylan. Mangu. Oh, so it's like a weird lawyer and PR team that harasses people, I'd imagine. Tell you what, there's a thing called Google on the internet, and Google Scientology +off OSA, and read up on it. I've made a million videos on it, and I'm not going to define it here, because, go watch some videos and learn about it. There's tons of them on the internet, and don't get stuck in theirs, because theirs are full of shit. So find, go to either xenu.net, look up OSA there, www.xenu.net, or look on my site. I've made a ton of videos about OSA. But it is sort of it's a PR team and attorneys, a lot of attorneys, and they do fair game, which Hubbard said you can lie, cheat, steal, destroy someone utterly if they're against Hubbard, Miscavige, or the Church of Scientology, or any of their front groups. So they can be very covert and creepy. Sophie, Tori, I loved meeting you too. It's like we have been friends forever. I know, that's how it felt. It felt like we were like sisters. Mangu, my bad. No, it's not your bad. It's just, my friend actually taught me this when I first escaped out. This was in 2000, so it isn't now. Like now, everybody's like, of course. But back then, we were all like you. It was like, what is OSA? What's this? What's that? And she was an ex-Sea Org member, and she would come on every time, and she would say, Google is your friend. Google is your friend. And she would come up with answers, and then she would say, but remember, Google is your friend. And then sometimes she would just get sick of the same question over and over and over, and she would just say, Google is your friend. Like use Google. And you can ask Google anything. And it's amazing. It's really amazing. So anyway, there you go. Okay, Mangu, Tori has hundreds of videos, thousands. I've made over 1,000 about this topic. Well, hundreds about this topic, yeah. Please check them out. You'll learn everything you need to know and more. Yeah, you definitely will. Yeah, take some time to learn it. I'm new to your stream. My bad, I didn't know it's an old topic. No, Mangu, it's not an old topic, and it's not your bad. It's fine that you asked it. It's just, I want you to learn to research, do your own research also. It's not an old topic at all, because it comes up all the time, because they have three main goals. I call them the top secret mafia, which I worked with my counselor, who's an auditor. And he asked me, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a long story, and I've explained it many times on the video. But their three main goals are to distract off of hot topics, divide and conquer, get people fighting, and just slime the area. So nobody talks about Scientology. They're just into all this junk. And then people go, I don't even want to go there anymore, because it's all junk. There you go. So that's in a nutshell. But no worries. Yeah, care for JCYT. All right. It's fine. There's so much information out there. Skyfire. Google isn't 100%, but it's a lot. And Adding queue. Okay. Yeah, I think Google's pretty great. They've helped me a ton on questions. And I have a friend who's a fix-it person, and that's all they do now is look it up on Google. If they don't know how to fix a toilet, they look it up on Google. And there's videos for everything. I mean, it's amazing. So, yeah, I use Google for everything. It's just nice to ask people sometimes about stuff. That's fine, Mango. That's fine. Okay. It's just that one subject is I've made many, many videos about. So I'd like you to at least watch a few of the videos and then come back and see if you have more questions, because you might. Okay. Link to Tori's playlist about her escape from Scientology. Oh, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, that's a 10-part series I made in 2010. After enough people had asked me the same question over and over and over, I decided to make a 10-part series on how I got in Scientology, how I woke up, and how I escaped out. And that's that series. So really watch it. They're short 5-minute videos. So it's 10 5-minute videos. So it's not that long a time, and it's really good. Everybody who's watched it has told me they really liked it. Okay, Jamie Painter. I've been watching you for about 12 years. My first live. Hey, congratulations to you. Oh, it's Janie. I'm sorry. I thought it said Jamie. It's Janie Painter. Cool. Thank you for watching me. I hope it's helped. Mac Murdakavel? That one's hard for me to say. Hello. All right, Care for JCYT. Osa is creepy. The understatement of the night. Skyfire. Sorry, bad typos. First try. I look everything up before I ask most of the time. Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, it's not, I think if you looked at things, then you have you can hone down your question so it's more specific. You know what I mean? Because you kind of know a little bit more about it. Will do. Thanks for the link, Sophie. Yeah, thank you, Sophie. And I hope you like it. And come back, Mango. Don't feel like you screwed up, because you didn't. You didn't. I mean, we've all asked questions that other people know and we don't. That's just the way it is. So I get it. It's cool. And I'm glad you use Google. My favorite Google story has nothing to do with Scientology. It has to do with my car. I had a roommate here for 7 years, John Dries, wonderful guy, and he died of lung cancer. And he gave me in his will a few things, and one of them was a white Honda Civic. And it was underneath my orange tree, which is actually this way in the back. And so neither of us had driven it for a while because he was dying, and he died. And I went to look at the car, and it was filled with these black circles, right, all over it. And so I took it to a car wash, didn't do anything. So I went on Google and I said, I have these black circles on my white car. What do I do? And they had all kinds of other stuff. And I thought, okay, you got to hone it down, Tori. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to get the question so that it's the exact question you need. And so I said, okay, my white car has been underneath an orange tree. So it has sap, black sap circles. And how do I get rid of them? And 3 different videos all said, does anybody know what it is? Guess what it is? I'm going to see. I'll wait a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to read this because somebody wrote something up here. That's cool. Janine. I bet it's Janine Painter. Is that it? Janine? Did I say it right? Okay, M, I'm just going to call you M because I can't possibly pronounce that. Hello. Don't worry about the typos. Do that, thanks. Mangu, Osa is like a CIA of Scientology. that deals with critics and handles problems for the church. Please watch Tori and Mark Bunker. They show a lot of history of activism and OSA tactics. Yeah, you can see our videos, especially on Mark Bunker's. He's got really good ones of us protesting, and they come up and start screaming at us and stuff like that. They're pretty creepy. They really are. They've way gone into their shells because of live stream. Because a few people came a couple of years ago, a couple Christmases ago, and started live streaming in front of their testing center, where they were pulling in a lot of young kids. And Jessica Palmadessa was on TikTok, and Will was, who is Streets LA, was there too. And the two of them, he was doing his thing, and she was doing this kind of comedy routine on it. Very funny. And anyway, long story short, they ended up, they both had, I think, like 25,000 or 25 million subscribers. It was like a ton. And somebody got both of their accounts canceled. So my guess is it was probably OSA. But overnight, it was just like gone. So they started going over to YouTube and making videos and protesting the Church of Scientology. And from that, other people showed up and came in, and we had a big protest. And, it was really cool. Not this was it last summer? I think it was last summer. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, because 2023 was when Jessica and Will were at that Christmas. And then the next summer was 2024, which was last summer. And then 2025 will be this summer. Yeah. So it was last summer. And it was a lot of fun. It was. All right. Hi, Connie B. Thank you for being a member. All right, Mike Rinder, who passed away recently, was the head of OSA for decades until he left and became a critic. He put out a lot of information about this as well. Yeah, and you can go see, I think it's just MikeRinder.com, right? I think. Anyway, he's got a bunch. You can Google Mike Rinder and see a bunch of stuff. And another good source is Tony Ortega, who's really good. He's a journalist, but he's put together a lot of stuff, and he does stuff every day on Scientology. It's really good. Okay. Sorry, my eyes just got weird. OSA sounds like a bunch of demons. I'm super curious to watch the series. Okay. Yeah, the series isn't so much directed at me, that series. That's just me, how I got in, how I woke up, how I escaped out. I mean, it has some of OSA, but it's not tons of it. But there is a lot more on the internet about the Office of Special Affairs, and I've made many, many videos about it and what their goals and purposes are. At least for the internet. See, my thing was the internet. I didn't work with OSA except for the internet. That was it. Okay, so Janine, I'm right. Okay, good. I don't know what the sap is you're talking about. It's sap from the tree, like an orange tree. It's sap. Google sap, S-A-P, and see what it is. But it's just kind of a nectar that comes from different fruits, and it caused this black stain. So if you have a white car and you have black stain, okay, nobody answered it, I guess, on my guess on how you take it off. Let me just make sure before I tell you. This is a good playlist of protesting from the early days and shows some of Scientology tactics. Okay, good, Sophie. Can you send me that too, Sophie, on email? And did the critics' acid do the work on the car? Oh, did the citric acid do its work? It was actually hand sanitizer. All three of the videos said use hand sanitizer and elbow grease. And that was it. white car stains, use hand sanitizer, and then a lot of elbow grease, rub it, make sure you get it off, and then wash it. And if you have to do it again, repeat, till it goes. But it worked. I got rid of all of it. It was really great. All right. So that's the answer to that, M. And hi, Thompson. Hello. Eric, what year is your Honda Civic? I think it's like a 2005 or something. It's an old car. John bought it used, but it's worked. It's held up. It's been really great. I really like it. It might be 2010. I can't remember. I don't really remember what year it is, but it's an older car. It definitely is. I mean, and the other thing is he bought it without the first car I had and on up always had electric locks and electric windows, right? And this has, you have to hand crank the windows and you have to hand lock the doors when you get out. And I always say to people, could you please lock the door before you get out? And they go, oh yeah. And they get out and they never lock it, except for my son. He's gotten really good at it where he does it. But a lot of people, they don't, because they're just so brainwashed. They're so used to everybody just, and then the door is locked. Not mine. Okay, no, wait. Tori, it's a link to Mark Bunker's videos on the Mad Picket. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sophie. You don't have to send me that. I have that. What year is your, okay. There you go, Eric. Connie B, LOL, good old elbow grease. I know, it's really interesting that all three of them had hand sanitizer and elbow grease. It was interesting. Looks like a 2005. Oh, where are you looking at it? I'm curious. Fill us in, Eric. Okay, sanitizer got color stains out of a lot of stuff, and it cleared up the caramel sauce spill yesterday. Oh, tonight. Oh my God. If you go on my Facebook site, I have a little video that I made. We were at Denny's and they have one of those little electric, it's like a little robot that, and he or she has three different layers, and they put all the food on it, and then the little robot brings it over to the table, and then they take it off. It's really clever. It's really great. So I took a video of the little robot. He didn't have anything on him, and then later I missed it, but it was so cute. They had 2 birthdays, so they had birthday cake with candles on it, and the little robot took it over to these people. It was so cute. It was really, really cute. I was really sorry I missed it. Okay, love from Oz, just checking in. Hey, Dave Gibbons, there you are. I mentioned you earlier. Thank you. Thank you again for being so kind last night. It really helped. It really, my heart, I was like, I love Dave. Okay, M, her name is Sophie, which is easier to say than the long German name. She's German. Oh, so her name is Sophie also. Okay, thank you. That helps. Well, then I can call her Sophie. Eric, I saw your car on your live streams when you protested at the Blue Building when you're sitting. Oh, okay. And it looks like a 2005? Okay, well, good to know. I honestly, I can never remember what it is, but I know it's old. But it's a good car. It is. Thank you, Eric, for letting me know that. Okay, Connie B, I have an old pickup truck. Ooh, the air conditioner does not work, which sucks in Texas, and it always has check engine light. Me too. On, but it gets me around my little area of the woods. I have the same thing. It's either my check engine light or water, the yellow one that's water, that comes on too. And Drew helps me all the time. He'll come before we go protesting. He'll go, no, I checked it. It's fine. So I don't know. I've had electric car windows for about 5 years. I don't like them? Really? Wow, that's different. I've never heard anybody say that. That's different. Okay. Okay, somebody cool. Lakshmi cool. Love from Switzerland. Oh, another place I've always wanted to go. Okay, Skyfire, just something else to go out, right? Truly. Connie, no air conditioning is brutal, but I guess it's old school. Yeah. And plus, it doesn't sound like she drives that much, so that's good. Yeah. There was confusion already in chats where both Sophie and I were in it. I bet. Okay, Tori, her name is Sophia. Okay, Sophia. Okay. But I think it's okay to call us both Sophie. All right, I'll try to call her Sophia. I'll try it. Skyfire, exactly, Connie. AC is fun, but not in Alaska. I think that's what you mean. And Dave, I talked a little bit about John Travolta tonight. I just was telling my story about meeting him. I twinned with him originally when he got Welcome Back Kotter at CC, at the old CC on 8th Street. And then I met him at the Battlefield Earth. I was there with Osa, and he came up and gave me a big hug and said, "I'll never forget you and Vicky." So that was fun. So anyway, that was kind of my topic tonight, was just about how meeting my meeting with John Travolta. Yeah. And then the third one was I was out at the Aero Theater and they were showing his movie and I went up and gave him a big hug and, he said hi. By then I was a total declared suppressive and an active, SP as far as they're concerned. He doesn't care. He's, and in Scientology, there's nothing you can do about it. The man has a right to do what he wants to do. And he's inches from leaving, I think. That's my theory. So I think, be careful with them because in any bit of pushing, and you could push him right out the door. And that would be good for us. Not good for Scientology, but that's the way it is. The heater does work, though. Okay, that's good, Connie. Skyfire, unnecessary. That's so funny. Funny. Connie B. I like John Travolta. Tom Cruise, not so much. Ditto. I like John Travolta a lot. Tom Cruise, I don't like at all. I feel like he's an image of, he's the mirror image of David Miscavige. And it's like, I like him as an actor. I do. In some movies. I loved The Firm, and I loved A Few Good Men. I loved his earlier movies. I don't really like these later ones, but I haven't even seen them, most of them. But they're too action-packed, that kind of thing I don't really like. All right, let's see. Wait. My parents had a 2004 Toyota Sienna, whatever. I've had 19 years, and we said we sold it back in 2023, and they bought a used 2021 Toyota. Oh, I like those RAV4s. I do. And at our local dealer here in Culver City, California. That's cool. I like those cars. I do. That's really good. Good. Come on out, John. We love you no matter what. Yeah, you would love this group. You would have so much more fun here. I think he has a new girlfriend, though. So I don't know if she's a Scientologist or not. If she is, he'll probably stay in. If she isn't, could be good for us. And don't get her in, John. Just come on out. Remember, the way out is the nearest door. All right, hi from South Africa. Hey, Scooby Dosa. Okay. Dave Gibbons. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember your JT stories. Jenny met him at Flag. He walked straight into him. Oh, how funny. She walked straight into him. Okay, so she walked straight into him late at night. He was lovely. Yeah, that's a perfect definition of him. He's lovely. He really is. And everyone I know who knows him, even a little bit, they like him. He's a very, very kind, nice guy. He is. He's not, I'm a celebrity at all, which Tom Cruise, as we know, is. I remember when they had a Halloween party once and they were inviting everybody. You had to pay $50 to get in. And then, so people went because they wanted to meet Tom Cruise. I didn't, but other people went. And I knew this was going to happen. So I just waited for the stories to come back. And sure enough, Tom Cruise was in a secure area and you had to pay another, I think, $150. And then you could be in the area with Tom Cruise. It was like, oy vey, give me a break. That's funny about Jenny, though. Tell her I said hi. That's really funny. I love public transport, transit best. Ah, good. John Travolta, Eric. John Travolta had a son that passed away. He had autism like me and has high functioning autism like me that had high functioning. He did not have high functioning autism. You do, but he didn't. And I knew him, and I watched him for years, and he was not high functioning. He was sitting in front of a TV. I talked to his nannies, and they would just put him in front of a TV and feed him sugar all day, which is not good for you, and it's not good for him. But I'm glad you and I are going to do an interview talking about autism, because that'll be good. That'll be really good to hear your side of things. Dave Gibbons, Jet. Yeah, Jet. I love being a person that doesn't need to hide and can just ride the bus. Yeah. Connie B, I think he had seizures and that is what got him. Wonder if they did not want him on medication. Yeah, no, he wasn't on medication that I know of. And he had a seizure in the bathtub. That's what happened to me when they were trying to get me off my medicine. I had a seizure in the bathtub, knocked out my front teeth. It was awful. But, his was a very sad thing. And I'm sure it's hard for John to this day. I'm sure it is. Scooby Doo Osa. Eric. Okay, Scooby Doo Osa is saying something. Eric is high functioning autism, Asperger's. I'll let Eric answer that. I know it, but I'll let him. Scooby, it's the same as Asperger's. There you go. In Houston, there's mass transit, but out here in the suburbs, there is none. Oh, that's too bad, Connie B. That is, because I like rapid transit too. I mean, I like the subways. That's what I like. I like trains and subways. Those two things. And then Sophia, I think I said it right. I don't think I heard that story about Travolta being intentionally mean. Interesting that being a celebrity and in Scientology didn't turn him nasty. No, wait, I don't think I heard a story about Travolta being intent. No, he's not. And I don't think anybody's ever said that I've ever talked to who knew him. He just isn't. That's not part of his personality. I mean, since day one of meeting him, he was just a cool guy. I remember once he came to graduation, we had it outside at Celebrity Center on 8th Street, and he showed up on a motorcycle, and he looked so cute. It was like, oh my God. I live about 40 minutes from John? You do? Wow. He and his planes, right? He's got his own plane and landing strip and everything, if that's what you're talking about. Janine, is that it? Is that what you're talking about? That's so frightening about having a seizure. Believe me, you have no idea. Oh my God. I mean, having a seizure, imagine having seizure after seizure after seizure. It's like, oy vey. Like the doctor said, for me, after OT3, 5 more minutes and you would have been dead. That's Scientology. So if you're in and you're listening to me and you have a medical condition, I cannot say it enough. Your life is in danger by staying in Scientology, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean that from the top and the bottom of my heart. I don't know how I lived through it, but I did. And I'm telling you, get out and go to a real doctor, not a Scientology doctor, a real doctor, and get help and listen to them and do it and get out of Scientology. It doesn't work. It doesn't work really. I know Dave had wins on it. Dave did. So if you guys want to ask Dave a win, because he was on OT7 and he had wins on it. But for me and for a lot of people I know, it didn't work. So it's not worth the money. All right. So now wait. Now the thing's scrolling up. What I'm talking about. Ooh. Let me see. I'm still trying to get this laptop to work. Damn it. All right. I love being, okay. I think he had seizures in that. Okay, we got that. High functioning, exactly. Houston, okay. Okay, Asperger's is an old term. That's a long story. Yeah, that's what I've heard, is that they don't use the term Asperger anymore. It's just high functioning. And it's kind of like a rainbow, where it's like the higher functioning is at one end. That's nice, so that you live 40 minutes from him. Tori, you were lucky that you did not drown. I wasn't in water. I don't think it had to do with drowning. It's a seizure. You mean because of the bathtub? No. I wasn't in a bathtub. I mean, I was in the bathtub, but I wasn't in water yet. I had just gotten in, turned it on, and that was it, and fell and hit my head and knocked out my front teeth. But I wasn't in water. Yeah, you're right. If I'd been in water, that would have been really spooky. But I wasn't. So that's what happened. But those days are like, they're gone from me. And I only mention them because I know there's people that have medical conditions, and Scientology is so into brainwashing you not to take medication. And honestly, if my mother and my grandfather had not helped me, I would have been dead. Another guy who has epilepsy is dead because he followed their program, got off all his medicine, and he's dead. So I am a lucky girl in a lot of ways. It's kind of a miracle. If you really hear my whole story, it's a miracle that I'm alive. It really is. Have you met John Travolta? Yeah, that's what. Oh, I see you're asking Janine. Okay, sorry about that. We are autistic, not high or low functioning. There's just other things that go along with it. Okay. Well, my view is this: people are people, and each person has their view of it. Like Eric says, to him, he's in the high functioning thing. So, everybody's different. So I respect your view and I respect his. That's all I'm going to say. Go along with it. Yes, that's where I'm talking about. All right, cool. Well, go over there, see if he'll give you a ride. He probably will. You say, you know what? I know Tori. Do you remember Tori? She was in Scientology. And I have some questions I want to ask you, John Travolta. And ask him, what's keeping you here, man? I really want to know. Like, what's the deal? What part of it is really keeping you in? And have you thought about leaving ever? Have you? Because you know what? I have a car. I can take you right now. We have a plane. You could take your plane and just go. You know what I mean? It's like, it would be kind of cool for him to have somebody to talk to. So sad about Gene Hackman, who obviously did not realize that his wife had passed away. Yeah, that's a little spooky, Connie. It looks like the home was huge and maybe she had her own area that she stayed in. That's a good point. I bet that I bet you that's part of it. And so he wouldn't have seen her. That's a good point. I love him on Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, me too. It's all time great. Okay. It would be so awesome to see John Travolta reunite with Spanky Taylor again. She would love that, but I don't think that's going to happen. But John, if you want to, give me a call. I'll set it up with you and Spanky in a minute. She'd love it. She really would. I love my train rides through Europe. Oh, that sounds cool, Sophia. I love that. I don't get how you get Sophie out of that name. That's amazing. It's all these gorgeous landscapes, sunrises in the Alps, and massive rivers. Ooh, that sounds so beautiful. That's one thing I've always wanted to do, is take a train ride to Europe. Okay. I was diagnosed high functioning with autism. There you go. So that's, it's like anything anybody else says doesn't matter. They're not your doctor. So that's one thing that I found is certainly in Scientology. A lot of people think they're doctors and they want to tell you what you are, what you're not, what you should do, what you shouldn't. I'm not saying this about the other gentleman, but I'm just saying in general, or maybe you're a lady. I don't know. Let me see. Who was it who said that? Skyfire. I don't know if Skyfire, if you're a man or a woman, but just respect Eric and what he's been diagnosed with, because otherwise it gets into, it's not either, you can say what you want to say about autism and he can say what he wants to say about autism. That's the way I feel, because it's like everyone has different views on it. I had a neat thing happen when I was on ARS, which is the linear thing in 2000. I made 4,000 posts in 2 weeks. And then I woke up and escaped out. But one of the guys that was there, now years later, I went to a new neurologist and he said, well, we're going to take you off of your medication. That I hadn't had a seizure. I haven't had a seizure in 30 years. And he said, well, we're going to change you on this medication and put you on this new one. So I go on the internet, epilepsy website, I get on it and I say, person who hasn't had a seizure in 30 years, doctor wants to change my medicine to blah. And I name the name, which I don't remember now. And these people went nuts. I mean, it was like, don't change, don't do it. We've all tried it. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. Just these horror stories. I mean, it was awful. And then this one guy goes, come into a private room. So I do. And he goes, I'm so-and-so from ARS. I used to be on with you on ARS. And I was like, oh, hi. And he was a moderator there on the epilepsy website. So it was just kind of a fun thing. All right. So Eric said, Janine, all right. Janine said, Eric, no, we don't bother him when he is out in public. You don't bother who when they're out in public? Who are you referring to, Janine? I don't know. I don't see where it is, but you don't bother him when he's out in public. Okay. Okay, and Eric said, all right. And the poor dog must have died from dehydration. Yeah, that's what they said. So sad, yeah. Sounds lovely. Connie B says to Sophia, I cannot imagine how many folks have lost their lives due to Scientology feelings about drugs and medical care. You can't imagine, really. If you knew, you would truly not believe it. And it's so important that you guys keep speaking about these kind of things, because honestly, they're so brainwashed that medicine is bad. I've had people that are ex-Scientologists, they left the church, and they've still called me up and said, "You have to get off your medicine, Tori." And I said, "I haven't had a seizure in 30 years. Who are you to call me up and tell me to get off my medicine?" It was like this one guy, I said, "Don't say it again." And he said it again. I said, "Okay, now you've said it twice. If you say it a third time, I'm going to, number one, ban you forever from any of my sites. Number two, anytime your name comes up, I'm going to tell everyone what you said." And I did for years, for a long time. I did, because I was really ticked off at this guy because he said it 3 times. And I said, "Okay, that's it." I blocked him and told everybody about it for a long time. It was like, so I can get mad. I can. I can't imagine how many folks. Okay, there you go. Skyfire. Eric Levin, I am not going to argue with anyone's diagnosis. The words we use have been changing a lot over the last 20 years. Very true. Very true. I don't get risking the death, but thank you for that, Skyfire. I don't get risking the death of your members over something as benign as medication. Of course, but you have to remember his whole original thing was Dianetics. And if you ever read Dianetics, basically it's saying you can handle any condition with Dianetics. So why would you need medication? It's like using medication in their eyes is proving Dianetics doesn't work. That's how they think. They always looked down on me, always. It was a mess. It really was. I mean, so much so because people would always, no matter what I did, they'd say, "Did this handle epilepsy, Tori?" And I'd be like, "No." And then the next time, "Did this handle epilepsy, Tori?" So I finally got a top executive and I said, "Look, you know my story, and I am sick of talking to these people about it. So I'm going to give you my phone number, or I'm going to give them your phone number. If somebody asks about my condition, I'm going to give them your phone number and you tell them about it." And nobody ever called them. It was just really interesting. Nobody ever called them about it. Okay, so he's going to tell his story. Eric is when we do our interview. Thank you, Eric. And your name made me laugh, but I think you really do care. Mac Mirror Takagal. I don't know what her name means. What does it mean? I don't know it. I can't even pronounce it. Jazz Raz. What? Okay, loved Saturday Night Fever and Urban Cowboy. Yeah. Oops. What's your favorite movie? Are you talking to me? I have a bunch of them. I love Dave, which is a great one. I love The Holiday, which is another one. I love Sophie's Choice. I love Schindler's List. I don't know. I love I love all kinds of comedies, action. We just watched The Morning Show. If you haven't seen that, watch it. It is fabulous. And if you can't watch it, go on YouTube and type in just put The Morning Show interviews. It's great. There's fabulous interviews about it. It's really a good show, though. And it's so appropriate for now. Oh, my God. I mean, I would do whatever I have to do to see it. I had to go over to Spanky's to watch it, but we love to watch movies anyway, so that's all right. Isn't John Travolta gay? I think that's one of his choices, is that. Not that it matters, but I'd imagine that being in Scientology would bring a lot of shame around that. Not for Travolta. I mean, he's John Travolta. Do you know what I mean? That's why when they said, "Oh, all gays are welcome," I called my gay friends and said, "Look, let the community know that is not true." Because my other friend, Michael, I forgot his last name, but anyway, he was a Scientologist and he was gay and spent over $1 million trying to handle it and died. He's dead. And so I wanted to let the gay community know, don't waste your money on it, because they are not going to help you at all. And if you're in and you're gay, get out. I mean, anybody should get out, but if definitely people with medical conditions, gay, get out. They hate you. They really do. If they're not saying it, they are covertly. They're really against us. Okay, so but obviously he has a couple of kids, so he's not totally, he kind of swings both ways, I think. Connie B, you should take that train ride through Europe, Tori. I know, it's another one. I saved up for Norway to see Andreas, and that's kind of, I'd have to save up, and I'd want to go with someone. I don't want to go all by myself, but I should. I really should do it, sort of. I'd have to have somebody to go with me, though. I just don't want to do it all by myself. Sophie, I've heard that, and I've heard the same thing about Tom Cruise. Okay, I think that with autism, there's a spectrum. Yep. The name is a saying. Oh, I see. The name is a saying translating to like I give an F essentially, not my name. My name is a little too unique for the internet. Okay. So how can you tell me how to pronounce it? Can you put it in like phonetic things so I can pronounce it at least? Or can anybody else? Liz S. I'm going to have to go pretty soon because my eyes are going out. Comment, yes, I agree. Some medicine is crucial for your health. I myself don't take any medicine for my kids, but that is a choice for me. It's not a life or death situation. I've had it for 21 years. Oh, okay. I myself don't take any medication for for MS. Oh, okay. I thought you said for my kids. Okay, for MS. Yeah. Yeah, I have another friend who doesn't take any either. But I will tell you this. Sometimes, well, it's up to you. I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. Never mind. It doesn't matter. It's a personal thing. It used to be that way in Hollywood, and maybe it still is. My daughter is gay, so it is no skin off my nose what someone's sexuality is. I feel the same. I mean, it's a person's choice. It's their personal choice. And John is so lovely. It's like, I mean, all my gay friends are. I used to follow gay guys around in IKEA because they have the best choices. They find stuff that nobody else finds. And you'll look in their basket and it's like, oh my God, where did you get that? And they'll show me where it is and I'll go get it. And so it's funny. It really is. They have a lot of them have very good visual, on finding things. Ouch. My eyes are really getting weird. Okay. Janine, we don't bother JT when he is out in public. Oh, okay. No, I'm not saying don't bother him. I'm saying go over to his house, introduce yourself, tell him, hey, we need to talk. I think we need to talk. You don't know me, but I know you. I know it's tricky because he's a celebrity. It's tricky. Okay. Dave Gibbons, I care selectively. It's the way to inner peace. Nice. I thought so. See, Dave always gets it. I speak German. There you go. So I knew there was some trick there. There you go, Dave. Not well, but good enough to understand and be understood. Good for you, Dave Gibbons. Tori, it means I don't care. Well, okay. There you go. It still doesn't mean I can pronounce it, though. Can you tell me how to pronounce it? They changed so much tech for the money, So why not something that keeps people alive to give them more money? I know. It's a very good point. Connie, what about Karen Black, who was a Scientologist? I think she was. What did they think about her dying from cancer? Why did she not heal herself? I wonder what what she thought. Okay, first of all, there's tons of Scientologists who've died and should have been able to handle it. But, that's how they are. They selectively look at stuff. So it's like they just look at the good part of Karen Black and she died. There you go. That's it. And I have a good story about Karen Black, though, that I think I've told everybody. So I'll just tell you really quick. I gave her a touch assist. They sent me over. It was before she did, what is it? It was, I just forgot it, but it was her big breakthrough in the movies, and she'd lost her voice for it. And so Yvonne Gents, who ran Celebrity Center, came over to me and said, we need you to go help Karen. Can you give her a touch assist? And I said, yeah, sure. And I wasn't OT3 at the time, so I had no idea what she was doing. And so I go over to her house. She can't talk, so I say, lay down. And a touch assist is like, feel my finger, usually, thank you. The person goes, okay. And you go, feel my finger. And they say, I do. And you go, okay, good. And you just kind of go back and forth across their body, up and down, kind of back and forth, their back, roll over, that kind of thing. Well, Karen, you would go like this, feel my finger. I am not exaggerating. Feel my finger. 20 minutes later, she'd go, okay. I had no idea what she was doing, but right away I was like, okay, this is weird, but let's give it a shot. And I'd go, feel my finger. And 15 minutes later, okay. And I just kept doing it. And her whole voice came back. And so for years, she would be with her friends and she would see me and she'd go, Tori, come on over. And she would have to tell whoever she was with, this is Tori. And Nashville, that was the name of the show that she starred in. That was a big breakthrough for her. And she said, I lost my voice the night before Nashville when I was going to film it. And she came over and gave me a Scientology. It's called a touch assist. And I got my voice back. And it was like her way of disseminating Scientology. It was very sweet. It really was. But isn't that kind of amazing? So yes, she was definitely a Scientologist. Dave Gibbon is the most important part of knowing a language. Okay, a lot of Scientologists have had cancer. If Scientology could cure cancer, the world would be beating a path to its door. Very true, Dave. Oh, God, is that the truth? I told you what Dr. Dank told me, Dave, right? Do you remember that? Or do you want me to tell you? Oh, I'm sure they welcome them because they will need tons of auditing to handle it. Oh, God. There's some amazing train journeys in the U.S. too. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Sophie. Thank you for that. I'll look into that because that'd be easier for me. Just found out that Sonny Bono was also a Scientologist. Yep, who tried, and he got auditing at Bill Yachty's center at the time. Who was the guy who got me working with the OSA thing? Who tried to get away from it, but they made it very hard for him. Mind blown. Yep, tricky. Liz S. comment, Grease was the best movie JT was in my opinion. I like Grease, but I love Pulp Fiction. That was all-time great. Mac Murdoch Eagle. Okay. Mac Murdoch Eagle. Ooh. I won't remember it. I'm still going to call her M or Sophia. if that's right. I can send a pronunciation to your email. Okay, thank you. That'd be good. Eric, I'm excited to see you with Mark Bunker on his live stream. Oh, yeah, that's right, on Monday. I'll be there. Okay, good. Okay. Phonetic. Do you want to do our interview Wednesday, Eric, while you're here? Let me know if that works for you and what time's good for you. I think you said Nashville. Did I say Nashville? Was that wrong? JB808? What did I say it was now? I'm confused. I thought it was Nashville. No, it's not? I think it was. Phonetic. Oh, that's even harder. Sorry about the big grin. It's okay. Hi, YRB. I have memberships now. That's new. The Opry, Opry, okay. The Opry. Sophie, yes, Tori, there is a glass route train. I think it goes to Colorado. Ooh, I could go see one of my friends up in Colorado. I have a few friends in Colorado. Connie B, Pulp Fiction is one of my all-time favorite movies. Me too. Me too. And I got to meet Quentin Tarantino too. And he's a character. He really is. Pulp Fiction was a great film. Okay, Charles Patrick. I remember Karen Black in a TV movie with a possessed Zulu warrior doll. I was very young and it gave me nightmares for weeks. Ah. Now, wait, I got to have somebody, who said this? Somebody said something. I think you said Nashville. So is Nashville was that the right one? Or you're saying I said Nashville now? Did I say something else now? Just clarify that with me, JP808. If I said Nashville or if I said something else, but it was Nashville. Let me know. I can't remember what I said. It's the problem here. Whatever. Pulp Fiction is one of my all-time favorites. Me too, me too, me too. Okay. Thursday is fine at 8 p.m. our time, since we're in the same time zone here in California. Okay, I think that'll work. I have to go to Weight Watchers. Well, maybe not. Maybe I don't. Okay, so Thursday, let me just write it down. Thursday at 8 p.m., Eric. Okay, so then I'll send you an email link. Do I have your email? I think you have to send me your email because I don't have your email. So you have to send me via my email, which I think you know it, but here it is. I'm going to show you that. There's my email. ToryChristman44@gmail.com. And it's TORY Christman44. But you send me your email link, and then I can send you a link to the thing we set up, and hopefully I know how to do it. I'm kind of new at this. You said Nashville. I didn't say Nashville. Okay, yeah, it's Nashville. Did you mean Nashville or Nashville? You said Nashville, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I think that's what it was, Nashville. I think that's what she was in. It was something like that. It was a musical something. Somebody can look up Karen Black. Oh, I know. I can look it up because I have my phone. Just a second. Hang on, stand by. Go away. I don't want you to know. Shiparama. Did Karen Black star in Nashville? Karen Black starred in the 1975 movie Nashville as a country singer named Connie White. Thank you. All right, so there you go. JB808 and Dave. Thank you both. All right, so it was Nashville. Yeah, in 75. So wow, that was early on. That's why I didn't do OT3 till 79. So that's why I had no idea what she was doing. but I thought it's got to be some OT weird stuff because nobody else had ever done that with me. I'm DMing your email. I have your number. Okay, good. Good. Tori, you were trying to figure out the movie Karen Black was about to shoot, but you remembered it. Nashville. Okay, good. Good. Thank you. Skyfire. Wow, Cricket Sunshine brings that up every couple of years. And yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I know that was a typo. I got you. I accidentally wake up and here you are. Hi, One Love 1000. Wow. Skyfire. Wow. Cricket. Someone brings that up every couple of years. And yeah, that's messed up. You mean about John Travolta? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what you bring. What's messed up. Connie just looked it up. And that was ABC Movie of the Week, March 1975. So almost 50 years ago. Wow. That's amazing, isn't it? Spooky. So I guess I was in Scientology in and out for almost 50 years now. Well, I got in 69, so you figure it out. Anyway, good morning, Sophie says to one. Travolta dances beautifully. I remember his dance with Princess Diana. Yeah, me too. Yep, Charles. I was the ripe old age of 15. Aw. Sophie, hello. Good to see you. One Love says, me too, Cricket. Rest in peace, Diana. Yep. Hey, One Love. Love even. Connie B says hello. And YT Watcher. Hi, Tori. Just joined. Do you have any upcoming interviews? I do. I do them probably every other day. So tomorrow's Sunday. I won't tomorrow, but I will Monday. I have an interview. Actually, it's going to be on Mark Bunker's site, but I'm going to do an interview with him over on Mark Bunker's site on Monday. And then Eric and I are going to do one on on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Our time, Pacific Standard Time. So thank you, Watcher. Tori will be doing an interview with me on Thursday. I'll talk about my journey through high-functioning autism. That's going to be cool to hear about. I'm looking forward to it, Eric. I wasn't even a twinkle in my dad's eye in 1968. Aww. And I joined Scientology in 1969. That's great, Eric. It is. It really is. It's going to be really good. About John Travolta being in the boy in the plastic bubble. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a movie with extreme medical intervention, opposite from avoiding doctors. That's the thing that's weird. It's like with The Firm. If any of you have watched The Firm with Tom Cruise, I cannot, every time I watch it, I love it. I watch it all the time. And every time I see it, I go, I can't believe. And I felt this way when I was in Scientology. I thought, how can he make this movie and not see the connection of OSA and what they do? I know part of it is they keep them very sheltered from that. So they don't see the dark side like other people do. And a lot of people don't. A lot of Scientologists have no idea about the stuff going on with OSA or all the deaths. Both of those things, they keep them very sheltered from that. So that's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show, because it's like, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Everything's wonderful as long as you're in the Truman Show. But the one thing you can remember is it's like the Hotel California. You can check in, but you can't check out. And the truth is you can check out. If you're listening to this video, all you have to do is walk over to the nearest store, open it, walk out, and you're free. That's it. And that's freedom. This is not freedom. You being in Scientology is not freedom. It just isn't. Skyfire, I remember that one. Remember. Eric, it's great that you have a way of understanding and explaining how your brain works. Cool. I know. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm so happy you're part of my YouTube site. All of you. I really am. I love all of you. But anyway, I've got to go. We've been on for 2 hours now. So I have to go. Scientologists just want your money. True. And your soul. True. Mostly your money. But how much do you think the big stars like Travolta or Cruz know about they don't know anything. If they did, they'd leave. I always say that. That's why they have all the things about declaring people suppressive, because it keeps that line so they can't talk to the evil people, which is people like me and you. So true, Tori. A total Truman Show. It is. It really is. It's so wonderful. All right. Good night, you guys. I love you. Thank you, Sophie, for sticking in here. I appreciate it. She's our moderator. And Dave Gibbons, thank you for coming on. I love seeing you. I really do. I love all of you. Everybody that's here tonight. Thank you. Thank you for coming on and being so kind. They see that they want to see. All right. Good night, everybody. Remember, don't forget, change your clocks tonight. Don't go to bed before you change your clocks, because it doesn't matter. You don't have to wait till 2. All right. Adios. Hasta luego. See you mañana in the daylight savings. All right. Cheers.